Hello, everybody. Today we'll go through this question paper, one of the latest question paper, May 2025, Business International A-Level, Unit 3. So the name of the Unit 3 is Business Decision and Strategy. Okay, so today we'll discuss how we'll go through this paper with the help of the mark scheme. Okay, so let's start. So it's a 2-hour exam. So we'll get 3 section over here and 80 marks. And so you'll have to attend this paper and finish this paper within 2 hours. So let's go through. So in section A, we have a question here that explain one advantage of a decentralized organizational structure to LVMH. LVMH is the case. We'll go through that one as well. Okay, so it's 4 marks. So how we'll get this 4 marks? First, you can underline this one in your paper. Mm, that decentralized organizational structure. That's the main thing over here. Okay, but for these 4 marks, you don't need to provide any definition. You need to stick with this bold marking. See, one advantage. Okay, so you have to be focused on this. That's why they bolded. One advantage of this kind of structure. Okay, and also you need to link the case. Okay, so let's go through the mark scheme. Okay, so see, so there are 2 section and 3 section over here, knowledge, application, and analysis. So for knowledge, you'll get 1 mark. Okay, so don't jump to a definition. Okay, just stick with the advantage. Okay, because like I told you, there's a clear instruction with bold letter that yeah, it says stick with this one advantage. Okay, so don't go for any advantage definition. So there's a sample example. Let's go through this. So you'll get your first mark for knowledge. So you'll get there's an example here of using this. What's the benefit of this decentralized structure? So we can it can be more responsive to market changes. Okay. So as in the decision decentralized organizational structure, what happens the decision making yeah, is not at the top. It's divided into different parts of the organization, different layer. So they can respond more easily due to the change in the market. So market is quite dynamic, and if it changes, so we can respond it easily. Okay, so you'll get 1 mark for this, and the next 2 mark you'll get for application. Mm, Okay, so application means you have to link it with this LVMH. Okay, so here are some example from the case. See that it has around 60 businesses that manage 75 prestigious brands. Okay. So see, I love this kind of examples from the case, numerical figures. Okay, so it's very easy to identify from the case, and you can easily use them in your answer. So see, 60 businesses, 75 brands, 6 separate division. Okay, so I'll encourage you to use this example from the case, which are numerical, quantitative data. Also go for qualitative, but quantitative is very easy to use, so use them wisely. Okay, so it seems like it's a large business, and because they have so many mm, part of the business, so decentralized structure is definitely useful. Okay, and it will be beneficial. So how it's beneficial now, the last mark will go for analysis. So in the analysis, we have this example that, so what analysis means, so what? You say the advantage is more responsive. Then with the case, we found that, okay, it's a large business. So to respond it properly, we need to use this decentralized structure. So you're explaining a bit more with this analysis. So this autonomy enables LVMH to adapt quickly to changing customer preferences or global trends without waiting for central approval. Okay. So this is another very easy way to analyze. Many people get stuck that what else we should mention. We mention everything in the answer. What else? So it's very easy when you can compare with the other type which is available. So you can use the contrast with centralized structure. Okay, when you are saying the benefit of decentralization, you can easily compare it with centralization and say that yeah, centralization have these disadvantages. To solve this disadvantage. Decentralized is very beneficial. Okay, so see what they're saying. They can adapt quickly. Okay, so this means you're the more responsive, mm, and to changing customer preferences, like we already discussed that the market is dynamic; it changes continuously. Okay, so see, by using these four simple sentences, you'll get 4 out of 4. Okay, but let me show you where they got this information. Okay, so let's go to the case. Mm, okay, so see, LVMH. Mm, so it's about Louis Vuitton. So here, see, let me mark them for you. So see, from far away, you can easily see this numerical figure. Okay. 60 businesses, 75 prestigious brand. Okay, then 6 separate businesses. Okay, so you'll get 2 marks. I think it's a huge opportunity for us, right? And just using these numbers, you'll easily get 2 marks, and you can support your answer and say that how beneficial it is to use decentralized structure because you're getting this your decision-making process is becoming very easy now. Okay. Yeah, let's move to the next question. So using the data in extract B, calculate to 2 decimal. See, a bold marking over here. So we need to be careful about it. Okay. Many people keep the answer without any decimal or 1 decimal, and they might lose marks for that. Okay, so 2 decimal, the percentage change. Okay, so this is a very common question and a very simple formula, percentage change. See, new minus original divided by original multiplied by 100. Okay, so it's a very simple question and you'll easily get the marks. Okay, so you need to compare between the total revenue between 2022 and 2023. Just put the formula new minus old divided by old multiplied by 100. Then put the values here. And last of all, the answer, 2 decimal answer, percentage. Okay, so let's go to extract B and see where did they get the answer from. Okay, so here's the extract B. Okay, so revenue. Where's the revenue? Okay, this is the total revenue. The question says between 2022 and 23, total revenue. Okay, so the total revenue at the bottom. So new is 2023 and old or original one is 22. Okay, so new minus old divided by old multiplied by 100. Simple. Okay, let's move to the next question. Number C. LVMH manufactures in France and Italy, which both use the euro as their currency. Using extract C, discuss the possible effects on LVMH of changes in the euro exchange rate. Okay, so here we are looking for possible effects. So effects can be positive or negative. Then um, of what? Euro exchange rate. Mm, Okay. So you can provide a definition of exchange rate over here. S- mm, The mark is the total mark for this question is, see, 8. Okay, so for 8 mark question, you can provide a definition. Okay, but it's not mandatory and it's not like that you'll definitely get a mark for that. Okay, not always. But I'll say that yeah, you can start the definition. Mm, like price of one currency in terms of another. Then you can mention the definition, then jump to the effect with the help of the case study. Okay, so here you need to touch all the four criterias: knowledge, application, analysis, and evaluation. Okay, so there's no fixed marking over here, but you can set a strategy like this and um, mm, mm, for knowledge, you can say like 2 marks. For application, you can set 2 marks. For analysis, you can set 2 marks. And for evaluation, you can have 2 marks. Okay. So in total, we have 8 marks. Okay. So you can set a strategy like this, but it's not fixed, but you must have a strategy, right? Okay, so for knowledge, just mention in the effects will get you those 2 marks and at least two linking with the case will get you the 2 marks for application and analysis. Like I said, you need to say a bit details about what you mentioned in the knowledge and what and the effect you are saying support this. And at the end, you need to evaluate the however part, right? So in the however part, you you may have to say that yeah, the effects might not take place as planned, or in this case, you might have to mention both positive and negative effects. Okay, so let's jump to the mark scheme and see what they're suggesting here. Okay, so first they're saying, see, numerical quantitative data, my favorite. Don't forget to use them. Okay. So the company's revenue comes from a range of region with the rest of Asia accounting for the largest amount of revenue at 31%. Okay. So by using this link from the case, you are supporting that, yeah, as they're going for international trade. So there will be a huge effect. So okay. Next we have This means that the company will have to use a range of currencies when it is exporting and importing to and from the country outside of France, where it is located. Okay, so you're analyzing what you just mentioned from the case. Next, we have exchange rate changes could alter the company's competitive position. Okay, so that's another effect you're saying in the international market, making its luxury product more or less expensive relative to local and international competitors. Okay, so. And see, so suppose they're selling goods abroad, so this change in exchange rate, suppose if your local currency becomes expensive, then the customer might face problem because it might seem for the customers from other countries, it might become a bit more expensive than before. Okay, so with the help of example, we are not mentioning it. See that a stronger euro against the dollar or Asian currency could make the company's luxury product more expensive in these vital markets, potentially reducing the demand. Okay, so like I mentioned, that it's becoming expensive, so it will be difficult. Okay. Then that's one effect. Then let's go for another effect, like the cost. They might have to bring the raw materials from other countries. So that might be a problem as well. There will be effect on the cost. So let's go through. Cost of improving goods or raw materials to make its luxury products might rise or fall, affecting overall profitability depending on currency fluctuations. Okay, so see what's happening that if raw material that you buy from other country and yeah, at this what happening that your local currency is becoming weaker. So whenever you are buying this from other country, it will seem more expensive to us and it will increase the cost of production. So next they said volatile exchange rates can influence strategic decisions such as pricing strategies, market entry or expansion and sourcing. So this is an analysis point of the point that you mentioned. Okay, so we'll see what's happening that if this exchange rate changes frequently. The cost will also change and it will affect your pricing because you don't want to suffer from loss by keeping the price fixed. So you might have to change the price as well. So it might be a problem then. Okay, when you're trying to enter a market, you were planning to sell it at a lower price, but this change in exchange rate might force you to increase the price. So it will make the expansion difficult, and you might have to look for a cheaper alternative. You might have to go to other countries for these raw materials. Okay? So see, so many things to link. Okay, so. The hints are given in the case studies, but I'll suggest to keep an open mind and go through all the examples nearby, all everything that is happening near you. If you go through, then you'll have a good understanding and you can easily link. Okay, so it's about practice. Okay, so if you practice linking case with your daily life and the concept you're linking them with everything happening all around you. Okay, this will definitely help you in the case study and during exam. Okay, so keep the practice. Okay, so these are the analysis part and that I discussed. Okay. So see, so you need to group them. So see, like there was a group here, there was another group here. Okay. No, so their revenue was affected and lots of other thing. And this can be another point, yeah. Okay. So yeah, well, so this so if you group them, knowledge, application, and analysis, I can say around 3 points over here. Okay. So these 3 points will earn you 6 mark easily. Okay, now let's go to the evaluation part. Okay, so see, my favorite, however, you can start with this, however. Okay. So, however, the company's broad geographic spread offers some protection as losses in one region could be offset by gains in another due to currency fluctuations. Okay, so in the analysis part, we mentioned that yeah, there will be a huge effect. But here we are saying that yeah, if we are in we are having international trade in multiple countries, then the effect might be reduced because you're spreading the risk. In one places there might be a positive effect, in other places you'll get negative effect, right? Okay, then the presence of production facilities in France and Italy, significant markets for the company, could mitigate some impacts of currency volatility on production cost. Okay, so see what's happening, that uh, like in the above analysis part, we said this volatile fluctuation is it will have a huge impact. But here we are saying that um, like they have production facilities in different countries, so they might not have to go for international trade. Mm, so so they don't need to exchange their currency. So see, no problem. Like in the above part, in the analysis part, we said it will be a huge problem. Now we are saying, however, no, if they have production facilities in different countries, so they might not have to go for this kind of trading, and fluctuation will not affect much. Then demand for the company's luxury goods due to exchange rate fluctuation may not be affected if demand for good is price inelastic. Okay. So this is a very good point. So I'll say that if you have a very good understanding with elasticity, in almost every evaluation answer, you can easily use this. Like in this case, we are saying that if the brand is strong, then it will be inelastic. Price demand will be price inelastic. Okay. So factors affecting price elasticity of demand, and there are around 4 factors. So you should know how to play with them. Then the last one, it depends on how much the company's import and export as to the overall impact. So if they don't have much export and import, then it might not be a big effect. It will be an insignificant thing. Okay, so that's the overall situation. So end of the answer. Let me go through this part. Now Edexcel or Pearson is marking based on this level. Okay, so definitely we are targeting this level 3 for this answer. Let's focus on some keywords they mention. Like your knowledge has to be accurate. That means the definition or the factors you mentioned. Okay, about the knowledge and understanding, and supported throughout by relevant and effective use of the behavior of the context of the business. Okay, so that means they're talking about the case studies. So from the case study, you need to pick up the relevant informations, like the quantitative data that I was focusing on. Okay. Then there has to be a logical chain of reasoning. Okay, so when you're developing the knowledge, application, and analyze it. It has to be logical. So logical chain, one after another. Okay. After breakfast, we'll have lunch, then dinner. Okay. So the chain has to be clear. Okay. And this is a very good thing. I love this part. Cause or effect. Okay. Keep this in mind. Cause or effect. So in the analysis part, you can focus on this cause and effect. Okay, so if you keep this in mind for anything, what else should I write? Okay, I have wrote everything. Sometimes situation like this comes. So focus on cause and the effect. Okay, so keep this in mind. Why this thing is happening, or what are the effects? What are the positive effects? What are the negative effects? Okay, you'll come up with lots of things if you go through this. Then we have assessment is balanced. Okay, so we are talking about the evaluation. So here definitely you need to have the evaluation. If you don't have it, you will lose minimum. You'll lose around 2 marks. Well contextualized. That means linking with the case. Then you have to use quantitative as well as qualitative data. Mm, I already mentioned that I love quantitative information, but qualitative information is also there and you can easily use them. But it takes time to go through the case and find a good qualitative information. But this is necessary. You'll need this. You have to find this. Then shows an awareness of competing argument or factor. Okay, competing argument. So this is a good thing. Let me show that. See, so over here we are like these are the evolution part. Okay. So before this line, you're saying that yeah, there will be huge effect, and below you're saying no, there won't be much effect. So these competing factors need to be well balanced. Okay. So, and a conclusion is not necessary over here. You don't need to come up with a conclusion. But I suggest that keep a one simple sentence conclusion over here because you're saying that yeah there will be effect. Then you're saying no, there won't be much effect. So a small concluding sentence won't harm. So keep that one. Don't expect any mark from them, but still provide this example, this sentence conclusion. Okay, let's move to the next question. Next, this question says that assess the possible financial crisis to the company of purchasing Tiffany and Co. in 2021. Okay. So Louis Vuitton was trying to purchase um, Tiffany and Co. So what will be the uh, financial risk associated with this one? So, see, what's the marks? It's a 12-mark question. You need to assess, and we are trying to get a level 4 mark, which is 9 to 12. Okay. So, what's the key word over here? Mm, So, financial risk. So, what are the financial risks? Like, we can suffer from loss or high expenditure, less profit. Okay, so we have to focus on these words, right? And so in the knowledge part, the associated risk will be discussed. And you'll mention the risk in the knowledge part, then you'll link with Tiffany situation in 2021, and that's the application. And analysis, you will say in details about the risk, loss, and everything. Then in the evolution part, you will mention that it might not happen. Okay, so let's go through. So the masking, they started with some linking with the case. Okay, so 16.1 billion. Okay, numerical quantitative data. Okay, so it says that the substantial outlay of 16.1 billion could burden the company with debt, or deplete cash. Okay, so these keywords are very important. Okay, so these are the things the examiner will be looking for: deplete cash reserves, affecting financial health and flexibility. Okay, so these are the things that will be suffered. Okay, because we are talking about huge amount of money. Okay, so this may lead to these problems. Okay, so you'll get the knowledge mark for these words, and for the 16.1 billion, you'll get the application mark. Okay. Next, they're talking about the margin. The company's operation with Louis Vuitton could face difficulties from cultural differences to logistic challenges. Okay. Mm, So some more difficulty mentioned over here. It could be cultural, like in different country, there are different culture and different company. We have a different kind of culture. Like in some company, positive things um, can be one thing, but the same thing will be negative for other company. It could happen. Okay, okay, so see, this could impact efficiency. Okay. The logistic problem might be an issue um, when you were one farm, just Louis Vuitton. Then a lot it was more efficient. Now, when you're merging, the logistical problem and cultural problem, cultural differences will may lead to the higher expenditure, so which will reduce the efficiency. And moral of the employees. Okay, like the cultural differences will affect them. Okay, so this all rising cost and lower productivity by the employees will lead to diseconomies of scale. Okay, so this is a very common mm, um, analysis or evaluation point for this unit 3. Definitely use economies of scale or diseconomies of scale over here. Okay, so, and one fun thing is over here you're mentioning about diseconomies of scale in the analysis part. So in the evaluation part, you'll have an opportunity of using economies of scale. Okay. Okay, so let's go through. Economic fluctuation in the luxury mm, jewelry market could undermine Tiffany and Kong's profitability. Okay, so profitability is a financial thing, and this fluctuation, if economic situation changes, it will be a problem. The company was expecting huge amount of um, profit, but it won't happen if there is this economic fluctuation like recession or high level of inflation, okay, or exchange rate fluctuation. Okay. So this will make the investment riskier, okay, than anticipated. So the, so we are already guessing, yeah, it's a new investment. There are risks associated with it, but it will become more riskier if this fluctuation takes place. Then managing a broader portfolio. Mm, So you're buying a new company, so your portfolio, the range of goods and services will increase. So this will make it more complex, and potentially straining the company's resources. The resources will be used up in different cases. Maybe previously in a very low cost we used to solve this particular issue. Now you need to spend a lot to solve this issue. Diluting focus. Okay, you'll be defocused on its core brand strength. Okay, so Louis Vuitton's main product might suffer because they are not focusing on adjusting the margin, and the focus may go to Tiffany. But one of your main strength was your core products, so you'll be defocused. Then expanding too quickly into diverse luxury sectors could risk diluting the company's overarching brand identity, eroding its luxury exclusivity. Okay, so they had some exclusive things. So one of their main brand identity was sell those luxury, extremely luxury things. But when you're diversing it, might be a cheaper product you're including over here from Tiffany. So it might hamper your brand image as well. Okay, your customer may think, oh no, your product is not so luxury, not so exclusive anymore. Okay, so it's bad for the company's image. Okay, okay, so end of this. Um, yeah, analysis part. Okay, so again, you can have a plan like this. For knowledge, you'll have 2 marks. For application, 2 marks. Then for analysis, 4 mark. And see, evaluation, you'll have 4 marks. Okay, you can have a strategy like this. It's not fixed, just a strategy. Okay, so in total, we have 12 mark. Okay, 2, 2, 4, 4. Okay, so 2 mark for knowledge. So you have to come up with at least two financially risky thing that's happening over here. You have to need with link with two minimum 2 sentence from the case. To information from the case. Then in the analysis part, lots of mark, 4 mark. You need to support your knowledge and application with a more details explanation. And the next part that we are starting now, evaluation. Okay. So after, however, what will we mention? See? Okay, so many points over here. Hey, you don't need to use all of them. These are just example. But at least you need to earn 4 marks out of it. Okay. So 4 bullet points from here is enough to get these 4 marks. Okay, you don't need to use all of them, but let's go through all of them. Okay. So, however, access to Tiffany company's established US customer base could accelerate the company's market penetration and brand recognition in a lucrative market. Okay, so in the above part, you say something bad might happen now. You're saying the positive thing, so it will accelerate. Okay, it's a positive thing because you are now penetrating more wider market. Then your brand will be recognized in a mm, greater market. Okay, so these are good things. These are not as bad as we described above. Then Tiffany enriches the Louis Vuitton's watches and jewelry division. Okay. So now better collection is there. Okay. So renowned high price jewelry brand enhancing its luxury segment with wider variety and appeal. Okay. So say wider variety and appeal. That's a very good thing they mentioned. Okay. Then we have Tiffany already have a strong brand. Mm, Okay. Like in the analysis part, we said, yeah, their brand might get a negative impact, but here we are saying, no, Tiffany already has a strong brand, and they have a loyal customer base. Mm. So it's a significant opportunity of revenue growth. So revenue growth. The question was financial risk. We are seeing about no financial opportunities over here. To increase sales, market share, sale is increasing, market share is increasing. So it's a financially beneficial thing because we're selling high-priced thing. The brand value since Louis Vuitton has taken over Tiffany has increased okay, from so this is a good financial information from the case. See, in 2021 it was lower, and in 2023 it increased. So no, definitely brand value have increased. So it's a very successful acquisition, we can conclude. Then the acquisition allows for operational synergies. Okay, synergy is a very good topic. I can't explain it now in details, but go through it. It's a very good point when you're analyzing or evaluating your merger and takeover, which is a very common question in this business unit 3 question paper. Um, so potentially reducing cost. Okay, we have cost synergy over here. Cost will reduce. Then exploiting marketing opportunity. Okay, or marketing will have a better impact now. So there will be cost synergy, revenue synergy. You can explain both of them here. Then we have Tiffany's iconic status boost Louis Vuitton's global prestige. Okay, global prestige is a good thing. Then potentially attracting new customers, another good thing here, reinforcing its position as leader in luxury goods. Okay, very good. Then revenue for the watches and jewelry division has increased between 2022 and 23. Okay, so compare the revenue information given. So indicating the financial reward outweighed the financial risk. Okay, it's a very good conclusion. Okay, so this part is very important. A very good concluding statement here. So again, conclusion is not mandatory over here, but I'll strongly suggest you to give a conclusion like this. That take a side. So it's a risky thing or a rewarding thing. See the question. The question is asking you whether it's a risky thing or not. So definitely a concluding statement is necessary from my point of view. That you take a side. So it's up to you that which side you will take. So if you have, if you want to take it positively, then give the positive side more. And if you think the risk is not there, so mention less compared to the reward. Am I clear? Like give more positive points if you want the conclusion to be positive, and if you want to go for the negative part, negative conclusion, then give more negative points. Okay, and so it's up to you. There is no fixed answer here. So come up with an answer like this that outweigh. Which one is outweighing? Okay, so this is a very good conclusion. Okay. Okay, now, so in the level 4, we already discussed it, and it's almost the same thing as over here, so I'm not going through this one. But this is a good word they mentioned here. It was not the previous one. Coherence. Coherence has to be there. Okay. Mm, so I'm not going in details now. We'll go through what is coherence. If you're writing, you have coherence, then it's a good piece of writing. Okay, next one, E. Um, okay, here it says Arnold. Arnold's 5 children are being prepared to manage the business when he retires. Okay, okay, good backup plan, right? So assess the benefit of implementing a succession plan. Okay, so who will inherit this? Okay, Arnold came up with a successful business life now. Who will continue it. Okay, so you must have a succession plan. Okay, so you can start with the definition of succession plan and focus on the benefit. And in the however part, you might say, yeah, this is not so beneficial. It may not work properly as expected. Okay, so let's go through the answer. The first, the knowledge part. We have the definition. So succession planning is a strategic process used by organization to identify and develop new leaders who can replace all leaders when they leave, retire, or die. Okay, so good definition. Then we have all of yeah, Arnold's five children work at Louis Vuitton, which gives them an insight into how the business operates and its strategic direction. Okay, so that's from the case. Okay, so they're all working in the business. Okay, so they have a good introduction. They have good know-how, how the company is running and everything. Okay, then Alexander and Frederick's current role within the Louis Vuitton equipped them with a unique understanding of the business, promoting informed decision making. Okay, so these two children will be in a good position. They might be taking, getting there might be the next CEO. Okay, but this piece of information has to come from the case, right? So see, in the case study, we won't have much time. So I see this, you need to quickly find this information from here. Okay? So lots of data are there. Um, okay, succession planning. So see, five children, everything is mentioned here. Um, and Alexander and Frederick. Okay. So these are over here. Okay, so lots of other issues are there. So we need to quickly go through and link it with the case. Okay. Mm, Then by raising the CEO's age limit, Arnold ensures a smooth transition period, allowing more time for his children to mature. Okay, they can just join now. There's an age limit here. Mm, See, raise age limit to 80. Okay, extending the time he could remain as CEO. Okay, so yeah, he might become old that time. Currently, he is 74, so 6 more years he's there. So they have 6 more years to develop themselves. Okay. Um, so age limit, this is from the case, okay. Maturity, you're analyzing it. Okay. And their appointment signals to investors and employees a clear, stable succession. Okay. And so this is very good for the investors. So when Renault will retire or die, there won't be any kind of panic. And this will boost the confidence of the investors, and share price will also increase. But if you don't have a succession plan, then people will might get scared that yeah, the current CEO is becoming weaker, getting older. So what will happen in the future? We might have to think about a plan B. We might have to move our investment to somewhere else. It might not be as profitable in the future. Okay, this kind of negative things may pop up, but the succession plan will keep it stable. So young leaders often bring new ideas. That's a very good thing. And approaches, which can drive innovation, modernization, and adaptation. Okay, so these are a very good thing if you want to cope up with the market trend. So family members have a significant personal and financial stake. Mm, so they will so Louis Vuitton success means member success. So it will be they are all well aligned. So supporting their interests closely with those of the business. Okay. So the personally will look for the family members will personally try to improve the situation of Louis Vuitton because it will benefit them. Okay, so these are the analysis part, drawing line here. Okay, so knowledge application analysis done. Okay, now start the evaluation. Okay, now we will mention that, yeah, succession planning is not so useful. So, however, the nomination of family members could raise question. Okay, so who's the next king? Right. So about the merit of appointments potentially undermining the perceived professionalism and fairness of leadership selection. Okay, so there might be a conflict. It might not be so smooth. Okay, because some of them will have some good point and some of them will some bad point. So which one will be the best option? So there might be some conflict. Then a board dominated by family members might lack new ideas. Okay, so sometimes CEO from outside is a good option. This family empire might not be a good idea because it lacks new idea. Okay. So leading to decisions that are not challenged or fully explored, potentially hindering the company's adaptability and growth. Okay, so it might be a problem because suppose the future CEO, he's coming up with a decision or an idea. mm, Many people might say, okay, no, he might be the new CEO, next CEO. So let's not challenge his ideas. Okay, so it's not a healthy environment for innovation. Then external investors might be wary of the qualification and capabilities of the family member. Okay, there might be other qualified and capable people around. Mm, in the family, it might not be good. Uh, uh, Option, they might not be qualified. Okay, people may raise question about their qualification. Then mixing family dynamics with business can lead to internal conflicts. Internal family issues may hinder the company's current situation, which may spill over into company's operation, affect moral and performance. Suppose there is conflict between brothers and sisters, and so and this might affect the company's performance as well. Then, if the transition and adoption of the new leader are not smooth, it could lead to operational inefficiency. Inefficiency will be there, impacting market position, will be hampered, and financial health. Okay, so these are the negative part that, yeah, if this succession planning is not so effective. Then, last of all, the succession plan would need to be part of a large contingency plan to cope with the wider business environment. Okay, so don't forget this contingency plan. So, succession planning is basically a type of contingency plan. There's a chapter on it, so go through it, and yeah, all the benefits of contingency plan is relevant here, and as well as the evaluation points, the negative points or limitation of contingency plan will also affect over here. Okay, and come up with a good conclusion. So it depends on what, which. So do you think it's will really work or not? Okay, yeah, you can take a side and come up with a small conclusion. Okay. Mm. Okay. So. Next, we'll start this uh, 20 marks question. There will be two 20 marks question over here. So we'll start in the next class. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you, everybody. If you want to more like this, please let me know. Thank you, everybody. Best of luck.